Alright guys, welcome back. So today what we're going to be doing is a video that was requested by a few of you guys, and that was to do a walk around video of my ATV. So that's what we're going to do today. I'll show you guys what I've got, some of the upgrades that I've done to it to kind of optimize it for the type of riding that we do. So what we got here is a 2013 Brute Force 750. And I think I bought this thing right at the beginning of 2014, but either way, it was brand new when I bought it. And it's been a great ATV so far. Had a lot of fun on this thing, but we'll just go ahead and start walking around it, and I'll show you guys some of the things that I've done to it, some upgrades that I've done to it, and sort of why I did it. So I guess we'll start here on the front, because it's probably popping out at you guys that I've got some stuff going on right here on the front on the rack. So we'll start off here with this high lifter Radiator relocation kit. And as most of you probably know, when you first buy one of these ATVs, the radiator is going to be down in here, kind of that empty cavity right there above where the winch is at, and it was normally there, but as you can see, I relocated it to here. And if you guys can maybe see down inside there, we got the hoses coming up through the plastic, and the wiring and all of that stuff kind of going down right there. You can see the radiator and the fan back in there. So I did move it up here. So the reason I did that, it was something that I intended to do, but we're actually out on a ride one day, and we were riding in some really thick sandy mud that once it got on there, it almost hardened up like concrete. And we were riding one day, and what happened was that mud got built up in this fan, and when the fan tried to kick on, it couldn't move, so it popped the fuse. And I wasn't sure at the time what happened. I just know the fan quit, and of course you don't want to keep riding all day with the fan not working and overheat and ruin your engine, stuff like that. So it kind of killed the ride for that day. And so I decided right then and there, I think that night when I got home, I ordered this relocation kit, and it came complete. It was very easy to do, all the hardware that you needed. You just have to drill a couple holes in your plastic, run the new lines up, and hook it all up. So this has been a lifesaver. Plus I think it looks pretty awesome on there, and really like it so far. It's been working out great. And then right here behind that, you're going to notice all these pipes coming up, and this is a Snorkel system. And you're going to notice that on this one, I do have three. You've got your intake, of course. I can't remember which one's which. One of them's your intake. One of them is the intake for the CVT, and one of the exhaust for the CVT, the belt-driven transmission thing that this thing uses. So you have an exhaust and an intake for that, and then your standard intake for your engine. So you have three of them here, and I did build this all myself. I built it all out of 2-inch PVC plastic with various boots. I did put the rubber Fernco couplings here. That way, if I ever rolled over, thank God I haven't wrecked this thing yet, but if I ever rolled over or something hit the top of these really hard, it's not going to break all the plastic. It'll just come loose right here at the connections. And I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show you guys down in here, but as you can see right here, I connected it with the Fernco, and that's where one of them goes. You can kind of see down in there, maybe right there, you can see the white pipe coming up. You can see where I connected it there, and then up top you're not going to be able to see the one for the actual intake. But I had to take all of the plastic off of this thing. This thing was completely stripped down, no plastic was on it. Just cut all the pipe, measured everything, sealed everything up, make sure it was watertight, and that was the results. And I painted it all black, and it turned out pretty well. But I guess the reason I did this was we do a lot of riding, at least around here. We do a lot of creek riding, and of course we're in a lot of deep water quite often, so we wanted to make sure we kept the water out of the engine, out of the transmission or the CVT for this. And you just don't want water getting in there, because that will ruin your day. So the Snorkels have worked out great for that reason. Now moving around here on front, you're going to notice that I do have a super winch, Terra 35. This is a 3,500 pound winch, and hopefully you guys can see down in there, but I got that mounted up. I can't remember what bracket I used. It might have been just like some generic bracket, but it is a 3,500 pound winch. And then up here on the handlebars, you can see that I've got the controller for it right there, and that's kind of how it operates. But back down here to the winch, I'll go ahead and show you guys this so you can see it one more time. But this super winch, Terra 35, I would never recommend this to anybody. I've had nothing but issues with this thing. It needs replaced. I'm probably going to end up going with a Warren, and I don't know how well you guys can see in there, but this does have the steel cable, and I'm probably going to go with the synthetic rope on the next one. But the issue that I have with this thing is as soon as this thing gets dirty, any type of mud or sand or anything like that, it does not want to work at all. And the main reason being is on this yellow cap right here. This is the one right here. That yellow cap there is what you turn to engage it, or you turn it the opposite way to get it to free spool. So you turn it to free spool, then you can pull this cable out to wherever you need it, and then you just engage that thing again, and then you can operate the winch. But that thing, as soon as any sand or any type of mud gets on it, it gets all inside that cap and you can't use it. And then the mud gets so tight inside of that cable that you can't get it to come in or out. It's just, I don't know what it is, it's just a poor design, and I've had nothing but issues with it. So no, I would never recommend this winch to anybody. I don't know, maybe I just got a bad model and it wasn't put together right or something. If you run one of these winches and you have good success with it, definitely let us know, but I've had nothing but issues with it so far, and I can't wait to get rid of it. So moving on, I guess we'll go ahead and talk about the wheels and tires that are on this thing. The wheels are 14-inch. They're, I'm going to draw a blank on the name. They're the M12 diesels by MSA. Oh, right there on the center cap. Guess I should have looked at that first. So the MSA M12 diesels, and they are the 14-inch, and the tires that I'm running are the ITP Mega Mayhems. Now, there are 28 914s in the front, and let me take a quick peek so I'm not wrong on this one. 28 1114s there in the back, and they fit good. There's no rubbing whatsoever. With the 28-inch tall tires, there isn't a lift or any modifications done on this rig here. Not yet. We're going to talk about that later. But I've been running these. They're great. They're super aggressive. They're excellent tires for the mud. Not the greatest in the sand. They do well. They do better than the last ones that I had on it. I can't remember the ones that I had on it. I actually give them to my dad. They were still like brand new, but they were just horrible, and my dad put them on his. They're also ITPs, but I can't remember which ones they were. If I can remember, I'll annotate it. But these have done great so far, and I've been very happy with them. The only issues with these is at low speeds, like 20 miles an hour and under. They're very wobbly and bumpy, and the handlebars shake and stuff like that. But once you get up to a little bit of speed, that kind of goes away. So I guess that's really my only complaint about them, is they're a little rough riding at lower speeds. But so far they've been working out great. And again, 9s in the fronts, 11 in the back, and no rubbing issues over bumps or anything like that. So they've worked out great. Let's see, what else have I done to this thing that I can show you guys? Oh, here on the back, if you can notice, on this piece right here, this is the plastic cover that goes over your gas tank. And if you're gonna notice, you can see that hole drilled right there, that hole. There's holes. I drilled holes all over this. I took it all apart, took this off, and drilled holes in it. And the reason I did that is because this thing, you can kind of see it's just like a tray. So when you get in deep mud and deep sand and rocks and stuff like that, only thing this is good for is collecting all of that, and there's absolutely no way to get that out of there. It's a nightmare. I mean, you can take and put a hose up in there and spray real hard and it'll get some of it out. Then you got to kind of dig screwdrivers in there carefully and try to pop the rocks out. It was just an absolute nightmare. So with these holes all around it, I can now either spray a hose in there, or even just going through the creeks before we take off will wash a lot of it out. But now this makes it so much easier to clean this rock collector tray, if you will, and it just makes it so much better. So if you have one of these and you're fighting that, definitely look into maybe drilling some holes in this, and it'll make your life much easier. Let's see, what else? I don't think I've done really anything else to this. Nothing major anyhow. I did add this little busted knuckle shifter, or brass knuckle shifter, and just kind of added a little character to it. I seen it somewhere, maybe on eBay, and I was like, that'd be pretty cool. So I did throw that on there just to add a little character to it. But yeah, guys, I think that is everything that I've done to my 2013 Brute Force 750, and so far this thing's been great. Haven't had any major issues with it. I did have a torn CV boot that I had to replace, and things like that. Just kind of regular stuff that you can kind of expect to happen on here. Nothing, it's never broke down or anything like that. So it's been a really good machine. These Brute Forces, man, they have a ton of power, and they're very fun to ride. There's really no task that you're not going to be able to handle with one of these things. Oh, one of the awesome upgrades, I do have my Southeast Traders sticker on there. Got to represent Southeast Traders there, so I do have that on there. But yeah, guys, there is a quick look and walk around of my Brute Force 750. A ton of fun, and I got it out because actually we're getting ready to go on another ride. And I've mentioned to you guys that I was gonna start posting videos like this here on the channel, and some of you guys were all for it. Some of you guys kind of were against it, but I'm just gonna post it, see how it goes, and you guys will be able to see some videos of us riding and things like that. So definitely stay tuned for a ride video, unless this comes out after that, I don't know. But either way, we're gonna have some ATV videos here coming up. And I guess if you're also an ATV guy, if you guys do some riding, let us know in the comment section down below what you got and how you like it and what type of riding you guys do. Would love to hear about it, because this is one thing that we really love to do around here, is ride our ATVs, get muddy, play in the creeks, and just, you know, have a bunch of fun. But anyhow, guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. Questions, comments, concerns, as always, leave it down below, and I'll do my best to get back with you. And oh, one thing I didn't mention that I kind of hinted towards is maybe sometime soon we'll do a video on it, but I might get a 2-inch lift for this to get a little more ground clearance to help with them big muddy holes and stuff. So stay tuned for that. We might be doing that to this also. But anyhow, guys, if you're new here to the channel, consider subscribing. Got a lot of cool content coming up. Would love to have you, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.